All right, everybody. So we're gonna start looking at the ES, crude, gold, and some markets. We'll start off with the ES. Higher time frames are in the top row, lower time frame or tick-based charts in the bottom row. All right. So let's just take a look at what's going on with the ES. We saw that this was a down rally here in the ES, which went to 58.66, hit the first pullback at 61.08. That's where you have that change of behavior. That's heavy selling. So, sell the pullback, right? That's what happened. When it hit the pullback at 61.08, selling pressure came in and it went down. After that, price went to 58.75, reversed, went back up, and second pullback went to 60.68. Now, guess what? You're having selling pressure come back in. Look at that. You see the selling? Red, 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 right there. That's the biggest selling wave in 15 waves. 15 down waves. So selling is coming in, and this is the second pullback at 60.68, which has selling pressure, and there's the evidence for that selling pressure. So typically what you want to do after that is just take a look to see if there's low volume pullbacks to indicate whether demand has exhausted or not. Anyway, so pullback one offered this change of behavior. This one was, I think, more clearer because it broke support levels. This one, there is selling pressure. Undoubtedly, there's selling pressure, but it hasn't broken support levels. You see? It hasn't broken support levels. So, who knows? Right? We have to wait and see. When it breaks support levels, my confidence is higher, especially on the short side when it breaks the support levels, because if the support levels are not broken, you can always have buyers step in and take the market up to a new high because they see discounted prices after heavy selling. So this is the heavy selling. All right, this is it. Look, red, 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 red. You see any prior waves that have that much red? Nope. All right, so we'll take a look at the next market is crude. This is the rally on the daily. Very clear. Very, very clear. You have the rally to 75 with a very not very long, but a long base, right? There's the breakout right here. Right there's the breakout where it says BO. And now we're going to look for this market to pull down and test. I think it's reversing right here where you have selling pressure coming. That selling is biggest in 8 down waves, breaks this low, 2.7 times average volume coming from overbought area. Overbought in the background, you see? OB means overbought. And that's exactly what I want to see. I want to see it get overbought and then sellers sell because it's overbought. That increases the likelihood of the turn. It's like the concept of climax automatic rally. The same idea. The overbought change of behavior is the same as climax automatic rally. Why? Because overbought is the climax. Change of behavior or heavy selling is your automatic rally. All right, so right here, we're looking for a turn, pull back, and you see momentum diversions. Very, very clear. From here to there. This is lower high, And in price, it's higher high, higher high. But in momentum, it's high, lower high, lower high, creating that diversion, indicating a lack of momentum, which you can visually see from a shortening of the thrust. All right, let's move on to the next market is gold. Gold is, it's interesting because here we had two pullbacks and they offered trades. We'll go to 26, what was that, 2761? That was the mark. My data is not going back there, but basically you can see that it upthrusted 2748 when price went to 2761. Heavy selling. That selling took it down to break the 2630 low as price went to 2597, and then from that area price broke back within range with this change of behavior here, right there. And that was followed by another, because it's coming from the same area, that's why. That's biggest in 9 up waves, then followed by the biggest in 10 up waves, telling you the price is going up, and it did. It went up to this level, and rally, pullback, rally, pullback. So we'll see what's going on here, because this is a rally, right? And you have pullback 1, pullback 2, pullback 3. 3 pullbacks. Is it ready to go and make another attempt higher? 3 pullbacks, possibly, and you have a very little shitty rally down here, which it doesn't really, it looks like a spike, but it doesn't last, and price goes back within the range. So possibly a spring. If they're ready, to take price higher, to attempt one of these levels. It looks like that, because I don't really see very heavy selling. Take a look at this. Look at the green, look at the red. This is increased selling, but the demand clearly is so much stronger than the supply, and there's no supply afterwards. So why not go higher with the rally in the background? Let me see this. It's just going back down to the initial accumulation of prices there. Then to tag this. This is where there was accumulation. Why? Because whenever you have a rally, it's because they took out the prices. They bought everything at the lows, so that's why prices rises. And buying everything at the lows is a form of accumulation, right? So accumulate, price goes up, retest the accumulation here and here. All right. Let's go to, what is this? Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I explained to y'all, it hit this low, right? And it was breaking back within the range with this much volume. 2.5 times average volume. And look what it did. Now the question is it going to die right here against this, resistance area and go lower or not? I don't know. But the pullback here is going to be very telling. All right, let's move on to euro, copper, and natural gas. So euro, it went down here to 1.026. As it broke the low, they bought it. As it broke the low, it was bought right there. Look at the demand. See, right here, as they broke this low, look at the buying to go higher. All right, let's go to what is this, copper? Copper, they bought the same thing as first there was some little shitty buying right here that made a very little move, and then there's more substantial buying right here, which was the biggest in 13 waves. And we bring this pullback down, right? So then you had a low volume pullback and you had a rally higher. So right now it's in like a maybe short covering or a little weak uptrend, and we'll see where that goes. Right there, biggest buying in 13 waves, 1.7 times average, followed by low volume pullback, demand in control, price will go higher. Simple as that. Right? Until supply comes in. You could tell by green is stronger than red, green is stronger than red, green is stronger than red. So what do you think is going to happen? All right, then the next market is really interesting, but for some reason my data feed, there's something off of it. I can't really tell what's going on, but it hit the pullback right here. So you have natural gas right here. It's at that pullback level. So I don't know what's going on. I'll have to change this, but it's at a pullback, and I want to see the demand coming from the pullback to determine whether it's an entry opportunity. All right, so I've gone over this now. What are the key takeaways? Price goes to lows. We want to see if there's follow through or there's rejection. In this case, there's rejection because buying comes in, rejecting the breakdown to move prices higher. Same lesson you learn right here. When it attempts to break to the new low, what happens? Do you have follow through or do you have rejection? You have rejection. How do you know? Big up wave, big volume, indicating they're buying the prices as a new low was being made, which will take prices higher. It means that if you just sold the breakdown, then you're shit out of luck because it was bought. That's why you have to be careful with anytime a low or a high is broken, follow through, and whether a rejection occurs with heavy volume. That's important, because over here, as price in copper went down and broke, look at the response. Look at the response. So yeah, that's what happens. That's why you have to be careful with just trying to automatically long and short breakouts and breakdowns, because you don't know if there's going to be a rejection. Right? Going back to this market here on the ES, very interesting. The lesson here is, you have a pullback offer opportunities, right? Selling opportunity here. And now you have another selling opportunity here with a lot of selling, but it hasn't broken the low yet. So you have to examine the pullback to give more evidence that it's going to break the low, yes or no, right? Otherwise, they'll just break out and change the structure. So this is what we're waiting for, is pullback and to see if this low gets taken out. Because this here, when it did it the first time, is very clear. This isn't. All that selling, and what did we do? Just came back to support, not breaking it. All that effort, what did we do? Just test support. Right? And crude, we're just waiting for the turn. I think the turn is in. Right here, gets overbought. You have momentum diversions. There's another thing you just learned from high, momentum diversion to diversion, high, lower high, as price makes higher high, and being overbought. And then waiting for confirmation in the form of selling. This is the selling right there. That selling, it's not as heavy as I would like it to be, and more selling seems like it's going to come in and confirm, but it broke the low, and I needed to break the low, right? See, there's some selling, but it's not big red. It's bigger than the prior down waves, but not massively bigger. And then finally over here, learned that, gold, and again, attempt to break the low, rejected. How is that rejection confirmed? By heavy buying. Bank. And the final one was on Bitcoin, this low, rejected by heavy buying to the upside. All right, folks, have a good day. Bye-bye.